Well, good morning and welcome back to all my Quest for You listeners. Thank you for joining my podcast and taking a few minutes out of your day to tune in. I appreciate your time because I know it's valuable. And this week we're touching a lot on the topic of time and how to focus and make the best out of it. Yesterday was all about focus. I hope it helped you at least become more aware of when you're not focused. Instead of losing those 2 hours on a Netflix show, maybe you catch yourself a little earlier, remembering that book you wanted to read or the exercise you planned to get in. Half the battle with focusing better is becoming aware when you're not focused, and then beginning to eliminate some of those distractions that take you off focus. And we also talked about how difficult this can be. I gave you some tips that help me focus better on the more important tasks in my life. But when I came to the end of the episode, I realized that I need to spend more time on the topic of focus. Hence, episode 299, More Focus. It's about more than just managing the distractions we encounter. It goes deeper, beyond the required attention during the next hour or so that you can be present at the dinner table with your family or to get that report done. Focus is about attention, moment to moment. And in the end, our life is just an accumulation of many moments. But how many of those moments are we focused? And I don't mean focused in the sense that we're producing outcomes 24/7, workaholic style, no sleep and all work, but rather with a clear sense of direction so that all moments, the hardworking ones, the relaxing ones, the adventurous ones, and even the disappointing ones, add up to a life that is lived with purpose and intention. For that, we need more focus. Think about the 30 minutes each night in bed, lost scrolling through your feeds, like I tend to do. I began to wonder, what is the bigger picture here? I don't just lose 30 minutes a day, but I lose 900 minutes a month and 10,950 a year. That's almost 8 days. 8 days. How much can we do with 8 days? I can go on vacation for 8 days somewhere. And 30 minutes a day is definitely not all that I squander. There are many more minutes, and who knows, maybe hours, I lose scrolling through the internet at work or at home while I work on my podcast episodes. This makes me wonder, how do all the distractions we face in life accumulate and add up to not just lost time, but maybe potential not explored and opportunities missed? I believe distractions not only waste our time, but they also distract us from our path. The 30 minutes on social media each night add up to hours and days of trivial information overload that can steer bigger decisions in our life on a subconscious level. In an article in the Journal of Association for Consumer Research, Dr. Adrian Ward, cognitive psychologist and marketing professor at the University of Texas at Austin, wrote that the integration of a smartphone into daily life appears to cause a brain drain that can diminish such vital mental skills as learning, logical reasoning, abstract thought, problem solving, and creativity. Imagine, with our creativity and logical reasoning subdued, how will we reach the highest possible goal, the path most in line with who we are, and the direction your heart wants to follow? Instead of saving money for a trip across Europe or India, we spend it on silly products advertised to us daily. Instead of using our strengths and talent to serve our community, we are pursuing a career that promises nice financial gains, because that's what we see on social media all day. The distractions of obtaining a fancy home may pull us away from the people and social activities we enjoy. The urge to check up on all our social media feeds steals more of our time than the friends that are right in front of us. If we don't manage the distractions, they can keep us from accomplishing a greater significance in our lives. Every night I scroll, I don't read. Chapter after chapter that goes unread adds up to book after book that I will not have the lifetime to read. Every unread book will withhold knowledge from me that could help me lead a richer and wiser life. Do you see how more focus is key if we want to live an intentional life? So where should we start? I say, let's begin by measuring the quality of our attention. Because it starts all with attention. Maybe check yourself next time you are giving an important task your undivided attention. How long can you hold your focus on it? How long until you catch your mind wandering or your task being interrupted by something else? And how long does it take until you come back from being distracted and redirect yourself to your project? Research has shown that the level of our attention positively or negatively affects the quality of our life. Paul Dolan, who teaches at the London School of Economics, explains the importance of attention in his book, Happiness by Design. Change what you do, not how you think. Your happiness is determined by how you allocate your attention. What you attend to drives your behavior, and it determines your happiness. Attention is the glue that holds your life together. The scarcity of attentional resources means that you must consider how you can make and facilitate better decisions about what you pay attention to and in what ways. If you're not as happy as you could be, then you must be misallocating your attention. So changing your behavior and enhancing happiness is as much about withdrawing attention from the negative as it is about attending to the positive. Of course, we don't realize we're paying attention to something negative when we look at beautiful landscape pictures on Instagram. The negative consequences may never be felt until our life comes to an end and we wonder what we did with it. A lack of control over our attention leads to, I think, an unfulfilled life. Because instead of making conscious decisions in line with who we are, we float. Our attention on everything and nothing at the same time. And the less control we have over our attention, the less autonomy we feel, the less we accept ourselves, and the less we experience happiness, just like the research shows. Have you had those Mondays when you just drag to the office? I used to have them a long time ago. Early this week I was reminded of those days when I saw one of my co-workers. He was walking by my office, literally dragging himself from the elevator to his desk. You could see on his face that he was miserable and he didn't want to be there. Don't let your attention slip in such a big way. Imagine the months and years you lose being miserable just because your attention is not in the right place. If your job doesn't add meaning to your life, then devote attention to it. Figure out why and maybe choose a career that does bring you fulfillment. When you begin to focus more, you will find more meaning. Because focusing sheds insight on the areas that need it. Too often, we just let life take over. We roll with the crowd, the routines, and the way things are. That job, this social life, our partner, the food that's convenient, the car that everyone drives, and the handbag brands that everyone carries. Without ever asking ourselves if these things add meaning and fulfillment. We need to focus more by devoting our full self to all areas of our life. Do you really want to spend the next 30 years working for that mortgage? Or do you rather travel the world and help others? Find what is more meaningful to you. The accumulation of more usually leads to the need for more, while the appreciation of the small details often leaves us in a state of complete fulfillment. The few things we own should have meaning and purpose. That's when they make us truly happy. I haven't been as excited in a long time as I am these days when I'm starting to build up my climbing gear. While I'm purchasing more things, they have a purpose. I get excited at the prospect of learning how to use them. I feel a deeper sense of fulfillment than when I buy things that only look good. It felt the same when I bought my podcasting equipment over a year ago. There was clear intention behind both types of gear. It is meaningful to me. It adds to my growth as a person. It's not just shine. It has purpose. Use the same scrutiny with your attention. Choose carefully what you focus on and keep it simple. Focusing on many things at once is not effective. Why do you think meditation is not only popular but also necessary? We are overstimulated and we crave to return to stillness and simplicity. When you live a simpler life, it will actually allow you to focus more on what is important. I have drastically simplified my life over the years, and since I did that, I've been able to change the direction of my life. You see, meaning is not something we have to create by buying more things that society tells us that we need. Meaning is already here. It's just something we notice. However, often we just don't pay attention to it. The sunrise outside of our window while we're busy checking email. The smell of coffee from the coffee shop while we are rushing to the train. The flowers on the way to the office while our head is already in the next meeting. We can find meaning in everything if we choose to. But with our attention in high demand, it is vital that we are deliberate with it. Every day, my friends, we have a choice. We can focus on our goals and what we're passionate about, or we can focus on non-essentials such as looks, brands, colors, money, and rewards. We can focus on the shine, or we can focus on the purpose. How many minutes or hours a day do you spend with intention? When are you tuned into those things that matter most to you? Your family, your spouse, your business, your craft, nature, your hobbies, the service to others. Take some time today to reflect how you spent yesterday. Even if your day was filled with responsibilities, as most of our days are, were they meaningful to you? Did they contribute in a positive way to your life? Cleaning and taking the garbage out may be a duty, but it makes me happy to live in a clean house. Did they challenge you? Often we lose attention because we are not challenged. I see this at work a lot. People are miserable because they are stuck in jobs that are below their potential. But for various reasons, people don't challenge themselves. They don't devote focus to this area of their life. What better experience can you have than when you devote your full self to a given task? When you feel fulfilled and satiated, happy and challenged at the same time. When you focus on what's actually important, it makes life more meaningful. I argue that we need more focus on less. When you really think about it, and I encourage you to do so, what really is important to you, you'll notice that you don't need much to get it. We allow a lot of extra fluff into our life with all the distractions grabbing for our attention. If we remove some of it and focus more on what we want to accomplish, we have a better shot at getting there. I've recently, just within the last couple of weeks, been very consistent and strict with my diet. I struggled with it, I go up and down, but now I'm trying to really focus. And I can tell you this, really focusing on my diet, the food I am preparing and I have scheduled for myself, I can walk through the store without the need to look or contemplate anything else. I have my list and that is what I'm getting. There's no need for all the extra stuff companies want to sell me because I am focused on what I want. Define what it is you want to focus on, my friends. It may seem hard in the beginning, but you will notice that it makes life much easier. And it will get you results. More focus, my friends. More focus on less. Try it. So much love.